Hi, welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about story branding and why it is important to implement this strategy into your marketing strategy. So stay with me and I'm going to share you my insights on it. Day by day we are surrounded by so many different brands and we are constantly bombarded by different messages, brand messages, different information, different content, and sometimes you can find a lot of messages that are not brand messages that are not clear and they kind of miss the point. So actually story branding, the main aim is to actually provide a message that would help customer to connect with your brand. So it is a bit of different from the traditional old-fashioned approach when brands are more focused on their features and the benefits of their products and services. In story branding approach, the customer is the center of your brand, is a hero of your brand story. So it's very customer-centric approach. And there is also another term that is quite popular recently is storytelling, but story branding is a bit different because storytelling you can apply into your content strategy, and you can use different stories in order to connect with customers, while story branding is focused on, let's say, the main message of your brand. The main purpose of story branding is to create this connection with your customer, that the customer would feel associated with your brand and would have a clear understanding what you are actually doing and what the benefits for them. So this message should be very clear and should assess one of two main necessities of human beings is either need to apply to the survival instincts of people or to prosperity. So the messages assesses the necessities of your customers and respond to these necessities in a very clear way with a very structured message which would be easy to understand for a customer. It is said by many experts in marketing that actually nowadays people don't buy the best products, they buy the products they understand the fastest. That's why story branding recommends to create the very simple message that people would be able to understand within 5 seconds of being exposed to this message. So they don't need to process a lot of information, they don't need to think what you really mean, they don't need to think on some specific terms. It should be very simple message that would target your audience, and that should be just click like this without processing information in customer's brain. It is actually very similar to the principles of web design, that in order to create this website that would convert, the main important thing is that all the information, especially titles, subtitles, and all other information should be super clear for the customers, so they don't need to think and reflect on all this information, because if you make people think, they don't want to do this, because on the internet there are tons of different information, tons of brands. They just skip and they go to the next one. So you don't want your target audience think. You need to create a message that would click like this within 5 seconds with your audience. So for example, when the user visits your website or the user is exposed to your marketing materials, after 5 seconds of being exposed to these materials or your web, the user should be able to answer the following questions: what your offer is, or what your product is, what exactly you're offering, what the benefits for them in what you're offering, and how they can buy it. So they should be able just after 5 seconds of being exposed to your marketing materials, being able to respond to these questions. If you let people think because you use very complex sentences, you use specific terms, or it's very abstract message, you push the audience to think, and then you're gonna lose a lot of potential customers. Another very important principle that I have already mentioned is that in story branding, instead of focusing on the features of your product or service, you put the customer as a hero of your message. So it is very customer focused. In order to be customer focused, you need to identify your customer pain points and their desires, so you can respond to these pain points or these desires with your branding message. Another important point of story branding is actually that your message would also provide clear understanding how the customer life gonna change after using your services or products. So it kind of life before your product and services and their life after. So this is also a very important element of story branding. In order to understand more how other brands implement these strategies, I recommend you to go to, for example, Instagram, to social media, and check on this social media some successful brands in terms of marketing and in terms of their positioning, and check how they communicate with their customers and which kind of messages they use. I think this is a very good exercise in order to get more like a feel of it, because I really like checking some big famous brands and how they apply different strategies, especially on social media, because it really makes you understand the concept better. So this is it for today. It's a brief video on story branding. In the future, I'm gonna share with you exactly which kind of steps you need to take to create your successful story branding message, but this is just an introduction to it. So if you're interested to learn more about story branding and how to build successful marketing strategy, subscribe to our channel and let us know which topics are the most interesting for you, so we can create the content that would answer your questions. And keep in touch.